All right, college football and stuff. Here it is week 10 of the college football season. I'm going to be covering the ACC and the Big Ten games in this video. All right, starting off with the ACC, Friday night game, Miami at NC State, 7:30 on ESPN. Miami, a 10.5 point favorite. I would like this spread a lot more under 10 points. I think NC State has played decent on defense. I think they could surprise somebody, but I like Miami. They're playing well. Give me Miami minus those 10.5. I think Miami wins by 2 touchdowns here. Moving on to Saturday, we have Liberty at Virginia Tech, 12 o'clock on the ACC network. Now, Liberty got sort of a surprising win against Syracuse, a decisive win against Syracuse. I've been high on Virginia Tech. I like Virginia Tech. They have not played as well as I've wanted them to, though, this season. I'm going to take them to cover, though. It's just over 2 touchdowns. I don't like that. I wish it was just under 2 touchdowns. Liberty is a pretty good team. They've been able to score points. They've shown that they can compete when they beat Syracuse. I'm going to take Virginia Tech minus the 14.5, though. It's at Virginia Tech. Yeah, give me Virginia Tech minus that 14.5. I may regret that pick, but that's where I'm going with it. North Carolina at Duke, 12 o'clock on ESPN2. North Carolina coming off kind of an embarrassing loss. I think they really did not want to lose that game. I mean, you never want to lose a game, but that was a tough loss for them. They are a 10.5 point favorite against Duke. Again, I've said it in all of these videos. I like Duke. I like their coach. They did better than I thought they would last week, but I'm going to take North Carolina minus the 10.5 again. Would like that a lot more, just under 10 instead of just over 10. I could see if North Carolina comes out and struggles at all on offense, Duke could make this game. I don't think there's really much of a chance Duke wins, though. I'm going to take North Carolina minus the 10.5. Boston College at Syracuse, 2 o'clock on ESPN3. Boston College, a 14-point favorite. Syracuse has not played well. Boston College, of course, coming off that close game with Clemson, where, I mean, of course, Clemson didn't have Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence doesn't play defense. Boston College put up a lot more points against that Clemson defense than I thought they would be able to. I'm going to take Boston College minus the 14. Again, would like that a lot more, just under 2 touchdowns, but Syracuse has struggled against teams that can score points for the most part. I can see them sort of getting this game getting out of hand for them. Who knows, though? Maybe Boston College has a little bit of a letdown after, being super up for that Clemson game, playing really well and losing. We'll see. I'm taking Boston College minus the 14, though. Pitt at Florida State, 4 o'clock on the ACC network. Florida State, a 2-point favorite, which I think is wrong. Florida State, I feel like they tricked me. I picked them to keep it close against Louisville. They got blown away. That's at Florida State. They seem to play a little bit better at home, and Pitt has not played great. But I would probably take Pitt to win straight up. But yeah, give me Pitt plus the 2 points there. Clemson at Notre Dame, 7:30 on NBC. Clemson a 5.5 point favorite, of course, playing without Trevor Lawrence again. I think this is going to be an interesting game. Now, their quarterback, whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce, their backup, he ended up having to play a bunch of snaps and throw a bunch of passes against Boston College. Boston College really kind of shut down the run game with Travis Etienne, and I think Clemson was really hoping to rely on that, limit the amount of tape that Notre Dame would have, and sort of hurt their preparation for this game, but they got a bunch of tape on him. A lot of times you'll see a quarterback do really well when there's not a lot of tape, and then once people sort of can see what his strengths and weaknesses are and how he actually plays in a live college football game, they're able to scheme a little bit better against it. I think Clemson should win this game. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think Notre Dame is a lot like Georgia, where you have a quarterback who isn't going to go out and win you games, but he's not going to lose you games. He's not going to throw a bunch of picks. He's not going to make stupid decisions. He can run your whole offense for you. I'm going to take Clemson minus the 5.5, though. I think they win by a touchdown. Would not be surprised if something crazy goes on here, if Notre Dame either wins or if it ends up being a really close game. This is a tough game to pick. I would not bet this game at all. I think watch this game. It's going to be a good game to watch. But I really don't think anyone knows what's really going to happen in that game. I would not bet that game. But yeah, for the purposes of this video, taking Clemson minus the 5.5. Last up for the ACC, Louisville at Virginia, 8 o'clock on the ACC network. Virginia, a 3-point favorite. Really want to like Virginia, have been high on them, have picked them a few times. Did not like the way they've looked in these past couple of games, though. Louisville has done well. Virginia has given up a bunch of passing yards, and that is what Louisville has been the best at. Give me Louisville plus those 3 points. Yeah, I think Virginia has a chance to win, but I think this is going to be a close game. I really think there's a good chance if Virginia wins, this is a push. I could see them winning by 3 points. But yeah, give me Louisville plus the points. Moving on to the Big Ten. We have Michigan at Indiana, 12 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Michigan, a 3.5-point favorite. And mad at Michigan, they tricked me. I have done well to not buy any of the Michigan hype the past few years. They came out and looked really good against Minnesota in that first game. And then they turn around and lose to a Michigan State team that got blown away by Rutgers. So, yeah, until I see something definitive, as in like a few good wins by Michigan, and I'm not picking Michigan again. So, yeah, give me Indiana plus the 3.5 points. Nebraska at Northwestern, 12 o'clock on the Big Ten network. Northwestern, a 3.5-point favorite. And I've been impressed with Northwestern. They got a good win against Maryland, which is looking better after how Maryland performed against Minnesota. Give me Northwestern minus the 3.5. Again, don't really trust Nebraska. I think at some point Scott Frost is going to be able to get them looking better, but I don't think they're there yet. Michigan State at Iowa, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Iowa, a 6.5-point favorite. Now, I'm not sold on Michigan State, but I think 6.5 points is too many points for Iowa. I think Iowa is a team where when they win games, they're going to be winning them by a field goal this year. I don't think they're going to be getting any big wins. I would feel better about taking Michigan State plus the points if this was just over a touchdown instead of just under. It's always risky, but yeah, I'm going to take Michigan State plus the 6.5 points. I definitely have not bought Michigan State, though. I've not forgotten about that loss to Rutgers. Maryland at Penn State, 3:30 on the Big Ten Network. Penn State, a 22-point favorite. And I went kind of back and forth on this game. I think Penn State's going to be a pretty good team. Maryland showed some grit in that game they played last week, though. I think 22 points is just a little bit too much. Maybe even just a point too much. I could see Penn State winning by 3 touchdowns here. I don't think it's a complete blowout. I think Maryland has just enough to keep this under the spread. Give me Maryland plus the 22 points. Minnesota at Illinois, 3:30 on the Big Ten Network. Minnesota, a 7.5-point favorite, just over a touchdown. I think Minnesota's the better team, but they have not really played well. I was expecting a lot more out of Minnesota. They kind of got exposed by, it seems like, both Michigan and in their game last week. Don't think Illinois is going to be a good team, but man, just over a touchdown here. This could be the week that Minnesota turns it around, but give me Illinois plus those 7.5. Last up, Rutgers at Ohio State, 7:30 on the Big Ten Network. I did not see a spread on this game, actually. I mean, I'm kind of surprised I didn't see a spread, but Ohio State is going to win this game. They're going to win it by a bunch. 4 touchdowns, I think, is probably a pretty safe guess there. I could probably see Ohio State up to 30 points, something like that. Anything more than that, I may worry about it, but no spread. I would take Ohio State to win this game. And yeah, didn't see a spread, so I'm not going to try to pick against one. That's it for the ACC and the Big Ten games this week. If you like this video, click the like button. It really helps me out as far as all the YouTube algorithm stuff goes. If you're enjoying these pick series, subscribe to the channel. I pick every single FBS game every week against the spread. I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of the season. So I'll see you next time.